There are over 3,000 islands in the Indian Ocean, and some of them are uninhabited. Some of them have tiny populations, and some of them have never seen a human being set foot on them. One such island is Assumption Island. It's part of the British Indian Ocean Territory. Its nearest neighbor is Mauritius, which lies 250 kilometers away. But Assumption Island isn't uninhabited. It has a population of about 6,000, but they aren't the ones who live there permanently. I'm talking about these guys. Welcome to Life at Sea! A very old bird-watching documentary once said that albatrosses are the kings and queens of the sea. And it is true. They reign supreme over the ocean. No other bird comes even close to matching the sheer magnificence of these seabirds. Take their wingspan, for example. The wandering albatross holds the record for the largest wingspan in the world among living birds. Their wings stretch up to 3.5 meters across. Just imagine flapping wings that size. You would soar through the skies with ease. No need for engines or propellers. And the albatross does just that. These birds can ride the winds for hours on end without flapping their wings. They just glide effortlessly, banking and turning on thermals. It's like surfing, only that these birds don't catch waves. They catch air currents and ride them. Today, we'll learn more about these magnificent creatures, especially one particular albatross. We'll learn how she survived after getting entangled in fishing nets, how she raised her chick, and most importantly, how she managed to cross the entire Indian Ocean to reach these shores. Our story begins in 1997. That's when the wandering albatross pair first arrived at Assumption Island. Like all albatrosses, they were blown off course during a storm. Since then, they have returned to this island every year to lay their eggs. Every year, the female lays an egg, and every year, they name it Incy Wincy. What are the odds? In 2015, one of these Inch Wincy eggs hatched after 84 days. Out popped a chick. She was one of the few chicks to hatch that year. Most of her siblings didn't make it! Life on the high seas is tough, and the little albatross had already started facing hardships. But she was lucky. Her parents took turns to feed her and keep her warm until she was ready to leave the nest. In a few months, she was ready to fly. Like all young albatrosses, she stayed close to her parents and followed them around for a couple of years. But soon, she was ready to spread her wings and strike out on her own. This is when the young bird began exploring. She went farther and farther away from home. She roamed all over the Indian Ocean. In 2018, something unusual happened. A massive fishing net entangled the young albatross. She struggled to free herself, but it was no use. The more she struggled, the deeper the net dug into her body. But the bird did not panic. She calmed herself down and started swimming. Slowly but steadily, she moved away from the net. Perhaps she wanted to get away from the danger zone first and then figure out what to do next. Thankfully, the net had torn at one place. It had an opening big enough for the bird to slip through. With a final surge, she slipped past the opening and disappeared into the vast expanse of the ocean. But she had suffered serious injuries. Her left wing was cut, and her muscles were badly bruised. For weeks, she could not fly. She spent most of her time swimming in the ocean. This is when she met a research vessel named the Ocean Phoenix. The crew noticed the injured bird and immediately jumped into action. They pulled her out of the water and rushed her to a veterinarian. The bird was later transferred to the Albatross Recovery Center. There, the vet dressed her wounds and gave her antibiotics. She needed rest, and lots of it. So the vet put her in a quiet room and monitored her progress closely. It was clear that if the bird was to survive, she would need a name. The vet named her Courage. That's because she had shown remarkable courage by freeing herself from the net. Courage slowly regained her strength, and after 2 months she was ready to take flight again. Before releasing her back into the wild, the vet team attached a GPS tag to her leg. This way, they could track her movements and see where she went. And that's when they got a big surprise. Courage flew all the way to Assumption Island. Today, Courage is the most tracked bird in the world! The last update we got on her was in February 2022. At the time, she was in South Africa. 7,000 kilometers away from Assumption Island. But every year, she returns to her home in the Indian Ocean. That's because the island holds great significance for her. That's where she was born, and that's where her parents still live. Every year, she returns to this island, perhaps to check if her parents are still alive and to tell them about her adventures. What's your favorite thing about Albatross? Tell us in the comments. And do subscribe for more episodes of Life at Sea. See you next time.